Hi guys, I'm Eileen. Today's video is all about Louis Vuitton. A few months ago, I did a video sharing with you about why I had stopped buying Chanel, so I thought I would do an updated video regarding my thoughts about Louis Vuitton as well. At the moment, I actually prefer Louis Vuitton and Hermes to Chanel, and I'll be explaining why is that in the video. First of all, let's talk about the Louis Vuitton canvas. So I've received some questions asking if I still like the Louis Vuitton canvas because they are fairly common. The short answer is yes, and my favorite has always been the Damier Ebene canvas. First of all, I think this print is just timeless. I mean, I can't see this going out of fashion anytime soon. For me, this color palette goes with absolutely everything, so it's just really easy to style. More importantly, I just really like its durability. Not only is this canvas waterproof, it's also scratch resistant, and the treated leather is so easy to look after, so it's like the perfect material. To be honest, I actually quite like the classic monogram as well, but I just prefer not to have to deal with the pochette leather. This is why I really love my Louis Vuitton mini palm spring backpack, because this comes with the black treated leather with the beautiful classic monogram, so it's like the best combination. I would say my least favorite canvas is probably the Damier Azur. Even though it looks lovely for the spring and summer, in my humble opinion, I think once the pochette leather develops patina, it just doesn't go as well with the light colored canvas anymore. Anyway, I agree that the Louis Vuitton canvas is quite a common sight in the luxury community, but it doesn't bother me at all. If anything, I think there must be a good reason why so many people like the same thing. More importantly, the popularity of an item really shouldn't make it less special for you. So if the material suits your needs and your lifestyle perfectly, then that's what matters. Don't worry about what other people carry and just focus on yourself. Some people also ask me if I think the Louis Vuitton canvas looks flashy. Now I think with a lot of designer pieces, anything that comes with a big logo or a lot of monogram can be quite recognizable and a little bit flashy. I find that the older I get, the more I gravitate towards designs which are a bit more low-key and understated. While I still have monogram pieces in my collection, I now try not to carry too many logo elements at the same time. So for example, if I carry my Louis Vuitton Totally in the Damier Ebene canvas, which obviously has quite a lot of monogram, I will try to make sure everything else I wear is quite plain and simple. To be honest, I don't buy a lot of things with a lot of logo anyway. So for example, I'm not interested in buying t-shirt with a big logo anymore or a coat with a lot of monogram. So essentially, I think the key is to have a good balance. I still enjoy Louis Vuitton canvas for the reason of practicality, but at the same time, I don't want to be the center of attention for the wrong reason, if you get what I mean. Another common question I get is, seeing the Louis Vuitton canvas is technically only a coated canvas material, is it worth the price tag? Now at the moment, there's not a major price difference between canvas and leather for the same Louis Vuitton bags. So for example, if you look at the Louis Vuitton Barney TPM, the one in the empreinte leather is about £200 more than the one in canvas. So if we are just comparing materials, I guess you could say the one in the empreinte leather is more worth the money. But that often is not the reason why we buy something. This is why most of us don't buy a bigger handbag just because it's better value for money. We mainly buy what we like and what works for us. So yes, technically, the canvas material is a cheaper material, but at the same time, I can see it lasting for years. So if you are planning to use the handbag on a very regular basis and you want to keep it in your collection for a long time, then that for me is worth the price tag. Next, I want to talk about online shopping. I really enjoy the Louis Vuitton website because they pretty much show you every available item in every colors, sizes, and materials. So unlike the Chanel website, you'll be able to see everything they have at the click of your finger. I really like that because that gives me time to do some research, whereas with Chanel, they don't tend to show you their entire collections. You will be able to see some of their new designs, but certainly not in every colors or materials, unless if you go in the store to check things out yourself. Some people might like the surprises, but not me. In fact, that is the exact reason why I bought a lot of Chanel pieces on impulse. Now, I know some people might feel a bit unsure about buying expensive pieces online, but I don't actually quite mind. In fact, if I already know I want something, then the store experience is not really a top requirement for me, and it doesn't have to be part of the package for a purchase. I've actually bought several Louis Vuitton pieces online and my experience has always been really good. But bear in mind, the last time I bought something was about 2 years ago. Anyway, most of the times, the parcel would arrive the next day, and if I needed to return something, the process was always easy and hassle-free. However, I've noticed some of the very popular items are not readily available online. So for example, the Louis Vuitton toiletry pouches in all 3 different sizes, namely the 19, 22 and 26, are always sold out. Unsurprisingly though, during the pandemic, a lot of their best-selling handbags became readily available online, such as the Louis Vuitton mini palm spring backpack, the Louis Vuitton Matisse in the reverse monogram, the Capucin's BB, and so on. Now this might change seeing their stores are reopening now, but I still really enjoy browsing their website. Just like any other luxury brands, the very popular Louis Vuitton pieces will be reserved for their regular customers. I don't actually have a sales associate at Louis Vuitton, so if I'm interested in something, I will have to join the waiting list. I'm not sure if it's the same for your local store, but every time I drop by Louis Vuitton, it's always really busy. And even before the pandemic, you would see a long queue just to get in the store. So I sometimes like to contact the customer service instead, and they are always very helpful, polite and professional. So for example, I really wanted the Louis Vuitton limited edition 2017 mini pochette. So I called the customer service to ask if they could reserve a piece for me. And as soon as the collection was launched, I got a phone call from my local store and I just went to pick it up. As for the customer service in the store, I would say it's generally okay but not outstanding. In fact, I did have quite an awkward experience in one of the stores in London. So this was about 4 years ago. I was shopping with my husband, and on that day, I was wearing my Louis Vuitton mini palm spring backpack. I remember I was looking at this bag, but in the World Tour version, when this sales associate came to us and said, just to let you know, this bag is really popular, and seeing you already have one, we will not sell you another one. I remember I was shocked and quite speechless. To be honest, I wasn't going to buy one anyway, but what if I was looking for a present for my sister or a friend? Anyway, we just thought it was quite funny, and I remember my husband saying something like, "Oh, what a shame." I guess this is why big companies invest a lot of money in customer service and communication, because whoever does it right will win the customers. In terms of designs, I don't necessarily love everything Louis Vuitton come up with. However, in the last 12 months, I've come across some very interesting pieces. So for example, I really adore the Louis Vuitton Vanity PM. I think it's absolutely lovely and chic. I've also been eyeing on the New Wave Multi Pochette. Interestingly, I'm not actually a big fan of the Louis Vuitton Multi Pochette accessoire, but I just find the New Wave version very appealing and modern. Anyway, compared to 3 years ago, I think Louis Vuitton have been coming up with some very exciting designs. Now, some of you know I've embraced luxury minimalism, so I'm not really looking to buy a lot of things. I'm really quite happy with everything I already have. But I've been eyeing on the Louis Vuitton card holder in the classic monogram. Here's the thing, I don't pay with cash a lot anymore. Most of the time, I just pay with my phone or the same credit card. So technically, I only need to carry my driving license and one single credit card. Therefore, a very minimalist card holder should work quite well for me. However, I'm just a bit on the fence about buying any small leather good pieces because over the last few years, I've sold many pieces from my collection. So I just want to be very mindful with everything I buy now. I know a classic piece like this will increase in price over time, but I'd rather pay a bit more for something I know I will keep rather than rushing just to beat inflation. Overall, Louis Vuitton is still a brand I will buy from, whereas with Chanel, there's just nothing on my luxury wish list at the moment. I would love to know what you think about the brand and if there's anything you've been eyeing on. So please share it down below with us. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching and don't forget to share, like and subscribe. I will see you in my next one. Have a nice day.